This week, you don't need a telescope pointed at deep space to see something incredible. Just look up. A rare comet is passing by. 4 objects are lining up before dawn, and the sun itself is putting on a show. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when to look, where to look, and what you're actually seeing. Let's start with the comet. Around the new moon on July 14th, Comet 10P Tempel 2 will be swinging through the inner solar system. This is what astronomers call a short-period comet, meaning it returns on a predictable cycle, about once every 5.5 years. Don't expect a dramatic streak across the sky. Most comets, including this one, are subtle. Through binoculars or a small telescope, look toward the constellation Capricornus for a small, fuzzy glow, possibly with a slightly brighter center and a short, fan-shaped tail. Why does a comet even have a tail? As a comet gets closer to the sun, heat causes ice and frozen gases on its surface to vaporize. That vapor, along with dust, gets pushed away by solar wind and radiation, forming the glowing tail. Interestingly, a comet's tail always points away from the sun, not in the direction it's traveling. For the best chance of spotting it, get away from city lights. Head somewhere dark and start looking once the sky is fully dark, roughly 45 to 60 minutes after sunset. Give your eyes about 20 minutes to adjust to the darkness too. Next, before sunrise on July 11th and 12th, look to the eastern sky for a rare lineup. The Moon, Mars, Saturn, and Uranus will all appear together in a pre-dawn parade. This kind of alignment is a reminder of how our solar system is structured. All the planets orbit the sun roughly along the same flat plane, which is why, from Earth, they tend to appear along a similar path across the sky, known as the ecliptic. When several planets line up along that path at once, we get what's popularly called a planetary parade. With the naked eye, you'll spot the Moon easily, and Mars will appear as a reddish point of light. Saturn will look like a steady, pale point, while Uranus is faint enough that binoculars help. A stargazing app can help confirm exactly which point of light is which planet in real time. Now let's talk about the sun, because it's been unusually active. 10 solar flares erupted within just 24 hours, sending multiple coronal mass ejections toward Earth. A quick breakdown. A solar flare is a sudden burst of energy from the sun's surface, and a coronal mass ejection is a massive cloud of solar particles thrown into space. When one is aimed toward Earth, those charged particles interact with our planet's magnetic field, and that interaction creates the aurora, commonly known as the northern lights. This activity has raised the possibility of G1 to G2 level geomagnetic storms, meaning the aurora could potentially be seen much farther from the poles than usual. For people across parts of the United States, that's a rare chance to catch the northern lights farther south than expected. If you want to try and catch the aurora, find a spot away from city lights with a clear view of the northern horizon, and check aurora forecast apps closer to the night you plan to watch. If you're photographing any of this, use a tripod, since you'll likely need a longer exposure for fainter objects. For aurora shots, avoid flash entirely, since it will only wash out the image. So here's your homework this week. Find a dark spot, look up after sunset, and see how many of these you can catch. A comet, a planet parade, and maybe even the aurora. If you catch any of it on camera, that's a video of its own. And if you want to stay ahead of what's happening in the sky every month, make sure you're subscribed because we'll be back with the next Skywatching breakdown before the next big event hits.